Hey, you tourists, it's your boy Domination. This is Back in the Basics. You're gonna do this is how we do Texas, baby. Man, I does back. You know what it is, what it is, what it is. Real men rise up, fake men rise down. Real women rise up, fake women rise down. Real women rise up. Real men rise up, fake men rise down. Real women rise up, fake women rise down. Real men rise up, fake women rise down. Real women rise up, fake women. Real women rise up, fake women rise down. Brought to where preacher, and the only place you could get it, only place you ever go get it, right back to basics. Man, I thought it's back. You know what it is, know what it is. And today's topic of the talk about is, hey, hey, man, I saw your video. I don't know whatever your name is, YouTuber. I saw your video. You said a couple reasons why you hate school. My videos respond to this. I did a video before of High School Musical, and I also did between the cool kids and the loser kids. It's not just only with race; it's like that for every other race of people, man. The thing is, it goes out to any other race. It's not only happened to white kids; it happens to black kids, Latino kids. It happens to every kid. It's the school system, man. I think that's the biggest problem. Who you think the kids who love to hang out, the people they hang out with the most? The cool kids. Why the cool kids? The cool kids are the ones that always remain the stuff, always get into trouble, always get into things they do. That's the cool kids. I was a so-called loser kid. I was between the loser kids and the cool kids. But I'm mostly in the loser kid. I was in the nobodies. I was that kid. I was surrounded by 8 friends, and many of them, they were cool, man. But two of my best friends I hang out with, I forgot their names, and I miss them, man. Because thinking about that, the years in high school, I miss the friends, but I don't miss high school. And one was into the rocker, other one was into the hip hop and rock and all that, and the other one into rock. He's a black kid, and another one into a lot of things. I had a couple of friends, 9 and 8 friends, but I was that kid I tried to get along with everybody, but I really was the loser kid. I was the nobody. I was that kid. I wasn't the popularity kid. The only time I became a popularity to talk about when it comes to rap. But I didn't want to be popular because I didn't fuck with the cool kids very much. Because the cool kids are the ones everybody wants to be associated with them. If you're not into the football thing, playing football, into wrestling or stomp team or something like that, the girls ain't gonna check you out. And if you that kid always riding the bus all the time, women are not gonna check you out. I tell you the couple reasons. The problem is the school cliques. You gotta have school cliques, especially high school. High school has school cliques, but the best years in school is elementary school and junior high school. Junior high school wasn't bad, and elementary school wasn't bad. But the best years was elementary and junior high school. Junior high school was the best, but high school, it was the worst, man. It was so bad. I went to school, Lake Hollins High School, and looking back at it, the things I hate about it, it was the kids. You got the kids think they're smart and think they're better than you and stuff like that. But you are wake up with smarts. A few kids, you smart, but somebody's gonna be more smarter than you. And you got the dumb kids everybody loves to hang out with, and then nobody wants to hang with the so-called loser kids, but they want to hang out with the cool kids. And when it comes to women, don't get me started with women. I had a woman one time, but I messed that up. That's on me. And not just her, but it really is on me, though. Because I always thought that she never liked me. I always thought that at that time, she introduced me when I first met. She introduced herself after I first went to the school. I talked to a few girls in there, but I never got the chance went out to date. I never got the chance. Because at that time, you was the kid that's riding the buses. Because ain't no girl going to date with you if you riding the bus, especially on a high school bus. Because at the time, you don't have no car. I was really 16 and 14 at that time, but really 15 and 17. That's when and I was 10th grade. After I went from the 10th, 11, and 12, that was the only thing. and is really a difficult part. Man, she was beautiful. Man, she was gorgeous. Everything about her, I want to marry her when the time of school get out. Back then. But one thing I hate about high school is if you're gonna value one female, a lot of rest of the dudes gonna go after her. That's the part I don't like. I hate when dudes do that because they figure out they can have all the women out there in school, but if you vow one female, every man gonna go after her, and guys got that bad doing that because they can't deceive to get the girls from their own. And us as men, we need to stop doing that because that gives a man a bad rap. And now because of that, because they want to make sure that everybody miserable because they're miserable themselves and they can't find somebody seeking the love for their own. They want to use for women for seeking for sex. When it comes to women out there in high school at that time, women do not want to date you at that time because kids had to have their own cars. I was the kid that's riding the bus. All the kids that drive in the cars is in the parking lot of school parking lot. But the rest of the kids have to ride the school bus. But it's always the black kids are the ones riding the school bus. Now you got some kids who get their mom and dad's dropping out. I mean, I wouldn't say drop out. Drop them off from school. But the rest of the kids ride. And a lot of kids look up to cool kids. They look up to them, especially the jocks, the cheerleaders, the basketball, football, baseball. They look up to kids like that. And it's not their fault because of that. Some of these kids just dropping out of school and always skip classes, doing drugs, getting into stuff. I didn't fuck with the popular kids very much because you don't never know they don't like you if you don't like them. Now some were really cool because they'll show you they really not like that. They just be fitting, just be doing something, just to be part of the group. That's all who the people they affiliate with. I was the loser kid. I was the kids was into rockers, kids was into hip hop. Yes, hip hop was very popular everyone of that time, but I was like the hip hop fantasy head type. I was that Steve Nurgle Urkel kind of kid. Very smart in an inch of an inch and a rim brain in the inches. I was the smartest kind of one, if you could say that much. I always felt like there was something wrong with me. But when I first want that girl, man, but every time I see this woman, I get froze up. And looking back at it, I hated that. I always get froze up every time I see this woman. But what really hurts me when school was over, she had a baby by somebody else. That really hurt me. But the really fault at me, and I have no other choice but to move on. Because at that time, I never got the chance to go to a prom. I never had the chance to, do like every other high school kid does, to being in parties like every other kid. Last time I been in a party, that was in junior high school. That was the only time I was into a party with another female. That was before I met her. Well, I hear what you're saying because sometimes teachers are cool, but a lot of times teachers could give you a really heartache and a headache, outtache sometimes. These teachers, man, they be on you about the school work and stuff you do, but there are some cool teachers. My favorite teacher I always talked to was Mr. Parker. Mr. Parker was a counselor teacher that I always go to his class all the time and talk to my problems. He was always understood me. He understood me real quick. He understood me, and I miss Mr. Parker because he was that dude. And my teacher was cool. My scientist teacher and my English teacher. Well, the rest of the teachers I didn't fuck with too much because they just get on my nerves sometimes. And a lot of times schools are boring, especially when class is session when we study stuff. You fall asleep all the time, and I remember I had so many piles of homework, and I always finish it early. I never finish it. I never finish it at. I never bring my homework home. I always finish at school when in the library, but I never bring it at home. One time I did, and I never bring it no more because you got to play games. You got to talk to friends. You got to do like every other teenager does. But if I had to do all over again, I wish I had my first car. I would have never ride the bus. I would have went to my first prom. I would have go to to my actual date. I ain't never been a date for many years before. A couple of years ago, I actually been in a date. You know, I never even have a kiss for many years now. For many when I was a teenager at that time, I miss my friends. But one thing I missed the most, especially the girl that I know from high school. But I really fucked that up because at that time, I was a shy addict kid. I was very shy addict. I really was. I think she was shy, but I was more shy than she was. She was more shy than she ever expected I was. But it was difficult, man. It was difficult at that time. I was never thought I was gonna fit in with the kids. I never thought I was gonna understand them and them understand me. I was into the rapping, but that's what gave me the notice to put myself out there. Everybody always asked me to rap. That's the only time I got popular when I start wanting to rap. But I always do it because I love the music. I love the message I was trying to bring point. People thought I was blown up. But what made me really impressed when I pressed a girl I actually had feelings about. And that's what the beautiful thing about it. So I've been there. So I understood where you're coming from because a lot of kids go through this, especially teenagers. I tell teenagers, man, stay up, man, because it's hard to be a teenager. And me, 28 now, I understand. I'm gonna say all the teenagers, I understand where y'all going through, with domestic violence, to gang violence, to self injury, self harm, shooting violence, school violence, wherever you want to call it. Um, teachers violate the teacher violate the teacher violate the student, and student violate the teacher. And this goes out for everybody out there who ever been in the school at that time. Make the best years out of your life. Don't make don't make the worst years out of your life like my school was, because at that time, looking back at it, I didn't have the best years there. I just did. I didn't have the best years, and I did not miss it one bit. I did skip at school once and twice, and that was a fun thing to do, because it was boring. It was nothing else going on. The teachers didn't teach nobody nothing, stuff like that. And the school secession was boring as hell. You just feel like you in the director center. You want to get the hell out of there. They wreck your fact of way of living, way of life. But don't let the system break its course to not bringing people together. But I wish a lot of teenagers do need to come together with the nerds, cool kids, and smart kids. There's always some tension between cool kids and smart kids. When it comes to people always try you, especially fellas, man, because they think you act a certain way. And I ain't scared of nobody. I ain't scared of no fellas or female. And it's sad nowadays. And women up there, they can become bitches there, man. What I was, man, but that one special person, she was different at that than the rest of the females. But the rest of all that, man, it was just something else. Because you never know, some women will like you or some women don't. And some of the women that I saw were pregnant. They would start having babies in the early age. They belly start swelling themselves up, and it was some fine girls, but they waste themselves. I never saw white teenage girls getting belly to school. They'll translate to go to another town and stuff like that. Especially always factored to the black kids. The white kids was the ones. There were so many white kids at that time. I had white friends, many of them. Just like they didn't have few, they have a couple of black friends. You got white kids sitting with white kids, black kids sitting with black kids, Latino kids sitting with Latino kids, Asians sitting with Asian kids. And then you got quite a few people sitting with everybody. You got the nerds sitting with the nerds, the rock stars sitting with rock stars, cheerleaders sitting with cheerleaders, the jocks sitting with the jocks. You got the popularity people sitting in popularity, and you got the cool sitting with the people who are cool. So they didn't hang around together. Gays sit with the gays. Straight sit with the straight. Women sit with women. Men sit with men. So it was at the time. And when it comes to lunch, man, I didn't like the food there, especially the food free lunch program. That was just the worst. And the breakfast thing, it was just the worst, man. It was the worst. Especially, I didn't try that shit. Now I always bring my own lunch, or I buy some lunch sometimes. And the gym and all that, and do I miss high school? Absolutely not. But I miss the couple of people there. Would I go to my high school reunion? Well, no, not really. Only one exception. Only time I will go when I didn't get the chance what I should have get a long time ago. Never went to my first prom. That's the only time I'll go. If it was a girl there, there's somebody I know all the rest of my life, and the girl I send myself to dance with, night away, I missed that. I missed that at that time when I was a kid. And look back at it, it should have been different. But that was high school. That was high school at that time. You know, just make the best years of high school. Don't make the worst years of high school. Because I could have got married. I could have had children. But all the years that I've been past and missed. But I never forget the people in high school. I didn't have too many friends. I had 9 friends or maybe 7. But I didn't have a lot of people there. The only girls that I liked was one girl. I didn't fuck with too many other women. I talked to them, but the thing were, they had some dumbass question asking you that, especially females, asking, do you ever have sex before? I don't tell my damn business with nobody. I had sex with women, but it shouldn't be it shouldn't be their damn business. Because I'm not like most of these damn dudes. See, that's the problem. That's the mindset some of these women had. They think that if you don't go around and use women for sex, if you don't put your hands on them and disrespect them, they gonna think there's something wrong with you. Not all of them like that, but many of them were. But the only time I like the girl who likes me, for who I am, and I like her for who she is. I mean, it was in the worst part. Too many people got in our business. But I did walk past away from her, and looking back at it, I regret it at that time. But it was just too many people was in our business. That's just the worst part, and it really crushed me. She had a baby by somebody else. That really hurt me, because I thought she would wait a minute, but then I realized I'm not worth waiting for, because it's gonna be somebody gonna get in somebody a woman's ear. Because if you're not this and that like most dudes are, you're not going to be hollered at and being talked about and all over the school. Why I'm making this video? I'm making this video because have you ever been there? Have you ever been there in that high school? Have you ever hang out with high school cliques? Because at that time, I did not have the best years. That was the worst years for me from the year of 2005. It was the worst years. The 2004, 2003. It was just the worst year. I'm glad I got out of that hole. I'm glad I got the fuck out of there. I didn't miss it. I didn't ever think about it. Looking back at it, when my senior year came in, it was a great year. Got out of it. And my thing you just have to make the best at it. The last time I saw the people that I know, some of the people I talked to, but it brings back memories. But there's a familiar face, man, that really bugs me when, this person, how women try to avoid you, try to retreat you. That's what hurts. Because I did this person a long time ago. I never forget. Instead of trying to avoid me and treat me, she should have talked to me as a real person. But see, it's the thing. It just go and bring back old bad memories, you know. And I just say all I can say is just make the best years a session of your high school. Don't make the best years of high school. I mean, don't make the best years of high school. Don't make the worst of it. High school do need to change, especially in the society, because nobody shouldn't have to be treated more less than more different than the other. It'd be good kids should hang out together. But instead, I doubt it. But the system bring itself into that to put these kids in certain groups with certain race, sexual skewity, certain religion, and because of that, it's really bad, you know. And because of men and women's relationships, you know. Only thing I can say, just make the best year, and no, don't make the best. Don't make the best years of high school. Don't make the worst years of high school. Okay, you know, just have joy. Be a kid. Joy. Be a teenager. Enjoy all your great years of it. Don't have the worst years, because you don't look back. You could have did something way more better, way more different. Just as much I could have did something way more better. What I should have done a long time ago. All right. So have a best of luck. All right. Teenagers, stay up. Do what you do. All right. All right. Here's your boy Domination. This is Back in the Basics. You're gonna do since I would do text, baby. Until next time. All right. All right. Peace and I'm out.